Hey beauties, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm gonna
go there, sorry.
Oh no. Hey beauties, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm gonna show you how I complete my highlight and contour. This is the final product. So if you like what you see, just go ahead and keep on watching. Bye guys. So first things first, I'm gonna go ahead and moisturize and prime my skin. For my moisturizer, I'm going to be using my Pond Dry Skin Cream. And I'm going to mix a little bit of this oil that I bought at Walmart. This oil has olive, almond, and castor. So it has 3 oils in one. So I'm going to show you guys the product. So this is a Pond cream. And then this is the oil 3 that I got at Walmart. So what I do is I just scoop a little bit of that Pond's cream onto the palm of my hand. And then I add 2 drops of this oil. That was fast. Wow. So now you want to just go ahead and place that onto your skin. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys how I highlight and contour. And kind of just explain to you step by step on how and why I do things. I always get asked like how I contour and highlight, so I decided just to make the video fully on it. So I'm bringing that down to my neck as well. So what I would normally do now would be my eyes, but since my eyes are done already, I'm going to go ahead and prime my skin. For my primers, I'm going to be using the Photo Chick City Color Primer, and I'm also going to be using the Dr. Brandt No Pores No More. First, I like to apply the Dr. Brandt one. So I would place it where I have pores, so more like here. And whatever's left over, I just spread it down to the skin. And then I also apply some of that onto my nose. So for the pore primer, you obviously want to place the product where you have the pores. Now I'm going to go ahead and apply my City Color one. So I really like this one because I feel like it really evens out like your skin. Like it helps blur out like any pimples or anything like that. I feel like this primer is a dupe to my Revlon one, but the Revlon one is like more pricier than this one. So this one's like an alternative if you can't afford the Revlon one. Before I apply my foundation, I'm going to go ahead and conceal my under eyes and do any color correcting that I need to do. So I would usually put like the orange color corrector here, but today I'm just going to conceal. And then for my redness, I'm going to be using the Allegro Pro Concealer in the shade green for my little redness here, for my little pimples. So this is the Allegro corrector. And then to conceal my under eyes, I'm going to be using my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. So I'm going to go ahead and conceal my under eyes. And with the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, a little goes a long way. So you just want to grab a little bit of that. I'm going to use my Beauty Blender to blend out my concealer. You want to use your Beauty Blender damped. I'm not going to bring it all the way up here because what I'm doing is I'm concealing. So I'm just going to apply that where my bags are at. So now I'm going to go ahead and color correct my redness. I'm just going to apply it on the areas that are red. To blend out the green, I'm going to be using this BH Cosmetics brush. It doesn't have a number. So I'm just going to blend that out. So I personally like to conceal before I apply my foundation. I know some people like to conceal on top of the foundation, but for me, I just feel like it's better that way. So for my foundation, I'm going to be taking the Manali Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1, and I really recommend this foundation. I really like it a lot. It's full coverage. If you like full coverage, you're really going to like this. But if you're a dry skin type, then I would recommend you to use a really good moisturizer and like an oil. And if you're oily, this is going to be perfect for you. So this is what it looks like. I'm in the shade Tan 9. So I'm going to go ahead and apply that onto my hand. I'm going to be grabbing this brush from Crown Brushes. It's the C439 Deluxe Buffer. So what I like to do when I apply my foundation, I like to press the foundation into my skin, so like dabbing motions instead of swirling around, because I feel like when you swirl around you create streaks. So I really like just to really press it into the skin and then you bring it down to your neck. You really want to make sure that you get your foundation right into the hairline, because you don't want your face to be like two colors. Like if you miss foundation here, and you're going to be able to see your skin tone and the color of the foundation. You just want to really brush the foundation into the hairline. If you get some foundation onto your hair, it's fine. You can just get some oil or some water and just pull it out and it'll come right off. After I apply my foundation, I like to start with my highlight and my contouring. For my highlight and my contouring, sometimes I go back and forth with liquids and with foundations and just using concealers. Today I'm going to be using a concealer and a foundation stick for my contouring. And then also I like to, sometimes I just contour with powders, and then there's days where I contour with creams and powders. Today I'm going to be doing both because I like to apply my creams and then set it with my powders. So I'm going to start off with my highlighting. I'm going to be taking this Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. This is in the shade 10 Light. And with this, I like my under eye to look a little bit of a yellow tone. So after I apply this, I'm going to apply a little bit of this NYX color corrector. So I'm going to go ahead and apply the Maybelline concealer. So pretty much when you're doing contouring and highlighting, you're pretty much creating an illusion. What the light colors are going to do is going to bring out the features that you want to stand out. And then what the dark color is going to do, where the contouring, is pretty much going to create shadows, so pretty much hide what you don't want to show. So with the highlighting, the light color is going to bring forward, the areas are going to appear larger, and with the darker color, which would be your contouring, it's going to minimize and make stuff appear smaller. So if you want your under your eye to appear larger, to like pop more, then of course you're going to apply your highlight under there. And I'm going to apply some highlight on my forehead and on the bridge of my nose. If you're someone that has like a big forehead, you don't want to highlight on your forehead because it's going to make it appear larger. So I'm going to go ahead and use my beauty blender. I'm going to put some spray on there because I like my beauty blenders to be really like damp when I use them, and I just feel like it helps blend better. Now, like I told you guys, I like under my eyes to give like a little bit of that yellow color. So I'm going to take my NYX color corrector and I'm going to apply a little bit of it under there. Just about 4. And I'm going to do the same and blend it out. Before I set that, I'm going to go ahead and move on to my contouring. So I'm going to be grabbing this foundation stick. This is in the shade SF8. I got this one at Walmart. But I just apply a little bit onto my forehead. And then of course, I really don't have cheekbones because my face is a little bit on the chubbier side, like round. So I want to create the illusion of having cheekbones. I want to make my bottom lip appear bigger. So what I like to do is apply a little bit of that contouring under my lip just to give me a shadow. So there. And then of course my double chin. So I just apply that under there. And I personally don't need to contour my nose because I really like my nose, but you know, I'm a little extra, so I do contour my nose. So I just apply it out there. So to blend this out, I'm going to be using this Equal Tools brush. It's like a dual fiber brush. So when you're blending out the contouring on your forehead, what you want to do is you kind of want to do like circular motions, but you don't want to bring it too in because then it defeats the purpose of your highlight. So you just want to kind of do circular motions and brush it into your hairline. So that's pretty much how it should look. And if you feel like you see any lines anywhere, just get your foundation brush and just go in between the highlight and the contouring to erase the lines. So it like helps blend everything together. So that's a tip from me. Okay, now you want to go ahead and blend your double chin. So what I like to do is just circular motions again. And then after, I just go ahead and bring it down. Now I'm going to go ahead and blend under my lip. So there's that one. And then I'm going to go ahead and blend on my nose. And then whatever's left on that brush, I'm going to go ahead and use it for the sides of my nose. If you're a person that has a bump on your nose here, not to be mean guys, but you know, I'm just trying to help you guys out. When I have clients that have a bump here, what I like to do is I like to place the contouring color on there, and it helps, like I told you guys, the dark colors helps minimize things, it reduces the size of them. So I feel like it really helps your nose look like there's no bumps. So if you have a bump here, you want to apply that contouring color on there and just highlight on the tip of the nose. Now I'm going to go ahead and blend my cheekbones. When you're blending out the contour on your cheekbones, you don't want to use big circular motions because, like the forehead, if you bring the contouring down here, it's just going to create one shadow and it's not going to give no dimension. And again, if you feel like it looks too harsh, too many lines, you can't blend it out, just go over it with your foundation brush. Now what you want to do is you want to set what you just placed onto your face. So I'm going to go ahead and blend out a little bit more under my eyes because I see that there's creases there. Just going to go ahead and blend that out. And I'm going to go ahead and set it. For under my eyes, for my highlight, what I like to use is my Benign Fair translucent powder. This is what I do for my baking method. That's what I use. So I'm going to go ahead and bake. You really want to get into the creases of your eyes. So what I like to do is just kind of like go like this and then place that powder into my creases. So with this powder, you're going to place it where you obviously highlighted. But you can also do kind of to really define your contour. Place that setting powder under your contour just to give it like a really defined contour line. So this is pretty much what it looks like when I am setting or baking, so to speak, when I'm doing that for my highlights. So I let that sit 5 minutes, and while I let that sit, I just finished my eyes. But since my eyes are kind of already done, I'm not going to be doing anything else to them. What I would do is just, after the time has passed, I would just dust this off. And for that, I'm using the City Color Cosmetics brush. This is the CCF07 brush. It's double-ended. And I like to use the slanted part for dusting off my highlight. So what I kind of do, I dust it off, but at the same time, I kind of press the product into the skin. Okay, now that my highlight has been set, I'm going to go ahead and set my contour. For my contour, I pretty much use like 3 things. I'm going to be showing you guys the main things that I use. I like to contour with my BH Studio Pro pressed powder. This is in the shade 255. For my nose contour, I like to use the Shade and Light contouring palette, and I use this color here in the middle. And then just to give the outer edge of my cheekbones a little bit more of a depth, I like to use the MAC Raisin Powder Blush. And lastly, for my blush, I'm going to be taking the City Color Beat Matte Blush and the shade Guava. And for my contour brush, I'm going to be taking this Crown brush. It does not have a name. And then for my blush brush, I'm going to be using this Real Techniques blush brush. To blend my blush and contour, I like to take a stippling brush. This is from the Makeup Academy Professional. I got this one at CVS, and I love this brush because it's so huge. And so we're going to go ahead and start with my contouring. So like I said, I like my BH Cosmetics to contour, so I just place that brush in there, remove the excess, and just applied it where we contoured. Now I'm going to go ahead and contour my cheekbones. After that is set, I'm going to go ahead and apply my blush. Smile. To blend those two out so they can really blend nicely and you won't see like different colors everywhere, just grab your stippling brush and just blend that out. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with that MAC Raisin blush. Take my brush and just dip it in there. And I'm only going to concentrate that color on the outer part of my cheekbone. Now to contour my nose, what I like to use is my finger. I don't like to use a brush, I just like to use my ring finger. So I'm just gonna lightly tap the color and I'm just gonna apply that to the edges of my nose. So that's pretty much it for my nose. Now if you feel like you need to deepen something up, like if you want it more cut, then you can go ahead and do that. But I think for me right now it's fine. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply my highlight. Pretty much the shiny powder that goes on here. And I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Radiant Baked Illuminating Bronzing Palette. And I'm going to say guys, I'm really impressed with this. At first I was like, oh, it's not going to be that good. But I've been using it for a while now and I really like it. And I'm also going to be taking a little bit of that Becca Opal highlighter. And for this, I'm going to be taking a fan brush. I got this one at the Wish app for $1. So if you guys want to check it out, it's called the Mange 834. So I'm pretty much going to be using all the colors on the BH Cosmetic palette. I first start off with the bronze colors. So I first dip into this one. And then I dip into this one. And then I use this one and then this one. So pretty much I go across. So we start off with the gold one. Very lightly just dipping in there. Now I'm gonna take my Becca Opal and I'm gonna place this here. I'm going to apply it there and then I'm going to apply this highlight to the tip of my nose. If you have a long nose, you don't want to do this step because it's going to make it appear longer. And I'm going to take a little bit of that opal, lightly just place the brush in there. And I'm just going to go over my highlight. Just because, you know, I'm a little extra. And I'm going to add a little bit onto the forehead. You can't really tell, but just so when I move around you can kind of like see it. So that's pretty much that. Now before I finish, I'm gonna go ahead and spray my face to set everything and just really soak it all in. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray my face. So today I used the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. I usually like to use my Fix Plus, but I'm out, unfortunately. Now I'm going to do one more spray. That was not one, that was like 20. Now to complete my look, I'm just going to go ahead and put my nose ring on because I just feel like it completes the look. And there you go. That is how I highlight and contour. I know it's a lot for like an everyday. Every day I usually just put powder. Nah, who am I kidding? I do this every day for my highlight and contour. So yeah, I know it's a lot, but I like it. And this is how you would achieve my highlight and contouring. So don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe, guys. And if you guys enjoyed this look, don't forget to share it. And yeah, I'll go ahead and catch you guys in my next video. Bye guys!